Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Zach, or the Firefly Remedy, and I am pretty happy right now because it is Friday night. All three of my sweet mates are out of the room, which means I can just sit here in my own room and record a commentary without having to walk across campus to do it myself. And to make things better, the fan that's been going off in the background that keeps the room cool, warm, the heater, whatever you want to call it, it literally just shut off just for this commentary. How awesome is that? But in the background, we have some theater mode gameplay, some hardcore TDM with my handy dandy XR2, my favorite gun in this game, and I wanted to upload this because this game, for the most part, was absolutely terrible. Now, I finished 51-12 and I was constantly rushing, but the first half of the game is actually shit. And actually, for the most part, the majority of the game, over half the game, is shit. I started off very poorly. I don't even know what my score was or my KD was for the beginning parts, but until I got my score streaks, things weren't going too well. And as you can see right here, I'm playing kind of conservative. I was doing that on and off throughout the game because things just weren't working out, and I realized rushing just wasn't working. So in this game, I want to tell you guys some tips and tricks on how to improve your game, how to up your score per minute, because my score per minute in this game, regardless of what you realize or think, it was actually still pretty high. It was like 450, which is pretty good regardless of what happened at the beginning. So honestly, I'm gonna give you some things that you can they're general thoughts and opinions, obviously things you can change, and for the most part I don't expect too many people to give a damn because it's Black Ops 3. But you know, I feel like since it's and look at this part right here, I completely choked the kill, and look, I'm just sitting there at this. If I'm not moving right here, that's when I was raging to my roommates. So that was actually pretty funny. I remember that moment right there. I just gave him this look. I'm like, oh my god damn, I'm so bad. But look at this, I'm just getting wrecked, and my team's getting wrecked. I think we were down like 28-48. Maybe we had more kills, but we were down by a good bit, and we ended up winning 100-58. So that means we got like 60-ish kills to their 10 at that point. So we really turned it around, and I think I played a big role in that. So anyway, obviously you're gonna want to pick an assault rifle if you're using. It's preference. All right, I shouldn't say, oh, use an assault rifle. I don't know what your favorite gun is, but I'm gonna say assault rifles work better in hardcore. That's just generally how they do. And one thing that's gonna be, this is my biggest tip right here: play free run. If you don't know what free run is, it's this little bonus section on Black Ops 3 where you can go and there's like little obstacle courses. There's 3 or 4. There's Alpha, which is the easiest, then Sidewinder, then Infected, and then Blackout. Now, I spend a lot of my time on Alpha, and if you watch my videos, you'll see that I played a good bit. I actually just broke 1 minute and 50 seconds on that course, which is actually pretty damn good, and I'm not afraid to admit it. It took me a lot of playing to do, but honestly, it has made me such a better player on Black Ops 3. The jetpack, the thruster movement system is so much easier now, and in this game actually, I'm not maneuvering around too well because this was recorded before I don't want to say I mastered it, but I got a lot better at it. It's called the wall bounce. Now, if you don't know what the wall bounce is, it's one of the hardest things to do in this game. Basically, you want to, right before you hit the wall, or right as you're hitting the wall, I'm talking like literally the millisecond that your feet land on that wall, you jump again, so you bounce, and you do that process over and over. It's all about timing and practice. I'm still pretty bad at it, but I've gotten a lot better at it, to say the least, and give myself some props. I'm a huge proponent of rushing, and if you're one as well and you want to get that score per minute up, this is going to help you out so freaking much. If you want to get to the enemy spawn, and once again, if you're using something like an assault rifle such as the XR, which is a burst assault rifle, it has amazing accuracy. You're going to see parts in this game where I have absolutely terrible accuracy. That's not to blame the gun, it's just me playing like shit. I want to say it's the lag and whatnot, but it's not always that. Sometimes I try to hip fire a lot, and because you don't have those little the little lines in the middle of the screen. I forget what they're called. The hit detect. I don't fucking know. Fuck it. If they're not there, sometimes it's kind of hard to hip fire, especially when they're at quite a distance. And when I mean quite a distance, I'm talking like 10 feet away, which isn't too far. But when you're hip firing with none of those little indicators, that's what they are. That's what they're called, the indicators. It gets pretty difficult. But it's all about knowing the layouts of the maps, and you want to obviously play on smaller maps. Something like the maps that I found that work best are Combine, Nuketown, Fringe, and I really do like the snowy maps. Honestly, I've always been a big fan of snowy maps. I always feel like they run well and they're always fun to play. But on this game, Infected and Stronghold, I believe they're the only two. I don't have the DLCs, so there's probably some in there that I'm not aware of, but I wouldn't play DLC anyway. What I'm trying to say is the Infected and Stronghold map on this game are phenomenal to play on if you're trying to get your score per minute up. And Stronghold's like a smaller to medium-sized map, and Infected, as you all know, is a bigger map, but for some reason it just runs really smooth, and it's really easy to get a high score per minute on that map, I found at least. And another tip, going back to the free run type deal, this doesn't really have to do with free run because, I mean, in free run you're going to be jumping a lot anyway, but this is something you can learn without playing free run. And whenever I say play free run, by the way, guys, practicing, it just teaches you all of the movements. But anyway, I've already pretty much talked about that. You gotta learn to jump around the map. As you can see here, and you see in a lot of my gameplays, especially a bunch of stuff that I've recorded coming up, you have to constantly be in the air as much as possible, and that's why you should run the perk Afterburner. I just recently started using it, and it is the best first perk. I always like to be very stealthy, so I like having Ghost on. I think that's in the first tier, so I have to worry about UAVs now, but I think it's so much more worth it to use this, because people, first off, if you get better at maneuvering around the maps and you learn how to strafe jump and jump really far distances, and you're up in the air for a lot longer, since Afterburner allows you to do that, you don't have to wait as long for your thruster to rejuvenate, to reboot. It's so much easier to win gunfights when you're in the air and you have decent aim, and assault rifles make that so much easier, especially burst weapons. And as you can see right here, the game is turning around, folks. I am going off. I'm still dying a little bit, but for the most part, it's so much better now. I got my Cerberus, my Wraith. I think I'm also running the UAV. The UAV obviously helps me to get extra score, but damn, this commentary went fast. Usually whenever I do commentaries this long, like over 8-9 minutes, it gets hard to talk because, you know, I kind of run out of things to say, but whenever I have things to say, I can usually go for a while. I feel like anyone can say that. I don't know. But as this gameplay is wrapping up, look at that feed, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. I think I'm in the top 2,000 in hardcore TDM, which is pretty awesome out of like 6 million. But anyway, final score 51-12. Thanks for watching. I will catch you all later. Peace out.